Didn't think you'd see me this soon already, did you? Yeah, I guess I deserve that. Okay. So yesterday was my Blackwolf Returns promo. And I had a lot to say to make up for lost time. But of course there was a lot of topics that weren't addressed. So I'm going to do something a little differently. In light of yesterday's Money in the Bank post-show, we're going to do something like that. It's going to be a Q&A session. A lot of you had a lot of questions for me from yesterday. A lot of you, I wrote those questions down. So I'm going to be reading off questions that were sent to me, as well as answering questions from the audience. Now here's one that gets straight to the point. Question 1. Why did it take you a while to upload another promo? Yeah, and you see, that was something that I wanted to address with you all that I forgot to go more in depth with. Because the last time I uploaded a promo was March 25th when I went to Monday Night Raw, before and after the show. And then I did a promo at home for Valentine's Day, to where I handed Mommy some roses. Believe it or not, I actually meant to do a promo for Mother's Day, or I should say Mommy's Day, but somebody else beat me to it. But it actually worked out for the better, considering Rhea had an injured shoulder, and as you've all are probably under the impression, Rhea is the one holding the camera for me during my promos and my training videos. And it's kind of hard to hold a camera when you only got use of one arm. So that was part of the reason why we didn't upload any videos. And on top of that, her being hurt, I was also sick. March, April, May. I got hit with different infections. Which it started with the ear infection. Then it started with the 102 fever, courtesy of Becky Lynch, that I caught from her. The fever that turned into coughing, the coughing that turned into an upper respiratory infection, which then turned into bronchitis, which added to upper respiratory issues, meaning it was harder for me to breathe and train. Which brings me to my next question. Question number 2. How would you describe you and Rhea's recovery process? Did you have any struggles? How it affected our relationship? Well, like I mentioned, it's hard to film, it's hard to record when your partner has a hurt shoulder and can't hold the camera for you. So our main focus was just to recover, just to get better and to push each other to our limits. It was harder for her, and it was hard for me to see her like that, but she was able to work around it. And it was hard for me as well because I had a lot of coughing spells during my training session, so I had to take breaks, and for me, I hate taking breaks. So that's why it took me a while, but I had to keep pushing. I keep pushing. It's not our nature to quit. And at least we had one another to push each other and to keep each other going. Next question, why did you call out Braun Breaker? And see, that's kind of funny because, as you've seen on the show, Braun Strowman is the one that's been bullying the Judgment Day. So originally I was going to help them out with that. Just thinking, if you needed help, all you had to do was ask. But for one, Mommy never said for me to go after Braun Strowman, and I only listened to her. And secondly, with us still recovering, that was our main focus, was to recover. So instead of going after Braun Strowman, which I might add, Braun Strowman's 6'8", so anybody he encounters is going to be shorter than him when you think about it. Braun Breaker, on the other hand, runs around barking like a dog, spearing people who get in his way, taking on people smaller than him like Ricochet, Dragunov, Sami Zayn. And I figured, you know what? I'm a Muay Thai fighter. He's a wrestler. Styles make fights. So why not? Why not challenge him? Why not pick a fight with him? Besides, when is the last time, because he's a dog, I'm a wolf. When's the last time you ever heard of a dog beating a wolf? Never. Number 4, what are your thoughts on the current status of the Judgment Day? If you ask me my honest opinion, the Judgment Day doesn't seem to be what it was 2 years ago when it first formed. It seemed like the second coming of the NWO, where it was cool and hip to be the bad guy. Because you got Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic all working together, running Monday Night Raw, holding all the gold and all the glory. But with Rhea out of action, and with me by her side, which she didn't bring me on just yet, because like I mentioned, it's, according to her, it's not time yet. She's not ready to bring me in. And then you have Damian Priest, who's the champion, which he's doing a great job as champion. But he has to focus on defending his title, and rightfully so, to where the Judgment Day kind of have to fend for themselves, which that just leaves Dominic, JD, and Finn. And Carlito, who, again, is not part of the Judgment Day, because Mommy never said it was okay. But, and then of course there's Dominic and Liv. That's a whole nother story in itself. One, like I said yesterday, Mommy is not happy about that one. Heck, I'm not happy about that. Because Dominic, you really dropping the ball here. You really screwed up. I mean, come on, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to tell somebody no. Moving on. Here we go. Getting into some casual questions. Number 5, what is your workout regimen? Well, like Tiffany Stratton said yesterday, a magician doesn't reveal their secret, but here's what I can tell you. Like I've mentioned before, I'm a Muay Thai fighter. That's my bread and butter. But I also have a wrestling background, as well as boxing and kickboxing. So I do MMA. I do have other styles to mix it up. Not going to give anything away. Gotta leave some to the imagination. But my workout routine is, I like to do an hour of cardio, meaning an hour of bag work. Yes, 1 hour of bag work. Non-stop, hard striking. Every strike is a kill strike. Punching, kicks, elbows, and knees. Pretty much, it's like Boss Rutan's routine. That's where I got the idea from. And then 30 minutes of weights afterwards, just to finish that off. Okay, number 6. When did you get started in MMA? 2012. You see, I've always had an interest in martial arts, but parents couldn't afford it, so I couldn't do it. So as soon as I got As soon as I got a car and got my license, I drove to the nearest gym, which was Torres Martial Arts Academy. That's where I first met Miguel Torres, and he taught me boxing and kickboxing. And then to get better, I started taking up Muay Thai from a striking coach and fell in love with Muay Thai and been doing it ever since. Wrestling, I had that from middle school and high school. So I'm pretty much a stand-up fighter with my Muay Thai striking, but I have a wrestling background to keep the fight striking, keep the fight standing up. Number 7, who would you like to work with? See, WWE's filled with a lot of talent. Pretty much anybody. I'm up for anybody, any challenge. But as far as like who would I challenge, I mean, besides Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker, like I mentioned earlier. I mean, you see there's Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker. I know I've called out Randy Orton before. Don't really have a problem with the guy now, considering he's got his hands full with the bloodline. Which, speaking of the bloodline, Mommy needs me to take out the bloodline. I'll do it. I'll take out the bloodline. I'll take out Brock Lesnar. I'll take out Seth farting Rollins. Don't matter to me. Whoever Mommy tells me to go after, I go after him. I get the job done. Question number 8. Who would you say is off limits? Well, of course, Mommy's off limits because nobody gets to her without going through me first. Oh, that's not what you meant. Well, because I'm with Mommy, any women on the roster is off limits. Okay, that's not what you meant. Oh, I see what they're saying. Who would you say is off limits, as in, if Mommy tells you to take him out, you can't do it? You know, you see I got all my favorite, like I got Undertaker, Sting, Steve Blackman was another favorite of mine. They're my inspirations. They're why I am who I am. But as far as current roster, I know Rhea's always said that. Drew McIntyre's off limits, which that's fine. I got no problem with the guy. Plus, he's got his hands full with CM Punk. But as far as who I like, and I would say, no, I can't do it. That would have to be the megastar LA Knight, which Rhea knows I'm a fan of him. And the fact that Judgment Day's on Raw, he's on SmackDown, I don't see that as a problem for the future. Question number 9. Who do you like besides Rhea/Mommy? Well, like I mentioned, I got favorites. I always have. What? You're telling me who do you have your eyes on besides Rhea or Mommy? Oh, hey, look at the time. Next question. Okay, what can you, number 10, and this is last question. What can you tell us about Rhea Ripley's return? You see, I can't really say that for sure. That's something you would have to talk to Rhea about. And it's not just I'm her assassin for hire, I wouldn't know that, but it really is up to her. I can't say for sure when she's going to come back because it really depends on how fast her shoulder heals up. Oh, and there was a side question, is why was there a teased breakup? That's something else I forgot to mention from the other day. You see, last week, it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, I was down on one knee holding my sword in front of the cutout, calling it an end of an era. The reason why I did that post is because I haven't heard from her in a while. That was when she was hanging out with her friends, and I haven't heard from her in a while. So there's rumors floating around, things get mixed up in the shuffle, so I kind of under the assumption if I don't hear from her in a while and things are falling apart in the Judgment Day, there's a chance she might not need my services anymore. So I did that post to pretty much get her attention. And plus, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Just like I've been training my butt off all year trying to get on the main roster to get into the WWE, and that hasn't happened yet because she needs me to earn my spot, which I get it. So I've been doing my best to earn my spot to get in to WWE and to get into the Judgment Day, and I haven't heard from her in a while. So I did that post to get her attention, and I kid you not, I do my post, she sends me a text message that says, Blackwolf, I'm good. Blackwolf, we're good. But Dominic will not be. Which, you already know what that means.
Blackwolf, I have a question.
Sure.
Regarding Judgment Day, what do you think is going on with Finn and Damien, especially after that stink face that he gave him when he had his back turned?
Damien, I feel, can be trusted, considering him and Rhea go back, way back to NXT. They broke into the business together, and they've been friends ever since. I know they've had their conflicts, but they kind of have that brother and sister relationship, and what siblings don't argue. So I feel like he can be trusted, especially since he's kind of following Rhea's lead with handling his own business, which, again, he's doing a good job at. And somebody I'm proud to call a brother in arms. As far as Finn Balor goes, 2 words: bad intentions. Damien, I would definitely keep both eyes on him. Because it's like the saying goes, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
And one more question. Can you hook me up with your pal Damian Priest?
That's not something I can answer, but it is something that I would have to talk to Damien about. Not making any promises, but I will talk to him for you. Now, was there any other questions you would like yours truly to answer? Okay, since there's no other questions, I guess this concludes our Q&A section with Blackwolf, Mommy's assassin, the best there is at what I do. And as always, I always got Mommy's back.